Hi folks, recently I saw the magnum opus The Odyssey by Christopher Nolan. Obviously it was a very beautifully made film with a lot of thought and effort. And I also saw the trailer of Ramayana and something in my brain connected. I am not sure who inspired whom. The Greeks, either they inspired the Indians or the Indians over centuries have inspired the Greeks. And through these are all classics, the Homer's Iliad and Odyssey. These are classics of the Greek culture. And here Ramayana is our classic. And yet I find a great parallel between both the stories. And sometimes even in the details, there's so much similarity. The story on the both sides is of a man taking away the wife of another man and a war happening, and that man going back and rescuing the wife, right? Of course there's the interplay of gods and humans, and of course even there in the Greek story half of the people are gods or children of gods, and here in the Ramayana Ram is an avatar of Vishnu and a god. So it is similar in that parameter also, and the story as I told you, and even details like the bow which you saw if you have seen the movie. At the end of the movie there are a lot of suitors to the wife, and Odysseus strings a bow which only he can, just like, and it's like a swayamvar type of situation where there are a lot of suitors for his wife and Penelope, and in Sita's swayamvar only Ram is able to string that, so that's a big parallel. And even in the vehicle to destroy Troy is the horse, the Trojan horse, where the army, part of the army is inside and it is led indoors. All of you know the story, and they burn down Troy. Similarly, here it's a monkey, right? It's a monkey, it's Hanuman who goes into Ravan's territory and burns Lanka down. Then there are other very many, the journey in Ramayana, it's the journey towards the forest and through the forest, which Ram, Sita, Lakshman, they face demons, they face monkeys, kingdoms, and then finally they reach just probably in time for Ravan and Surpanakha to spot them, and then this war ensues. Here Sita is abducted forcefully, there Helen goes willingly. That is a big difference, yes, but the story is the same. So the journey towards Lanka is more descriptive, and here the journey from Troy is the Odyssey. They face monsters, and they take 10 years to come back, just like it's like a 14-year almost journey to towards Lanka, because they come back in the Pushpak almost immediately. So it's a long journey towards, so that's a flip, yeah. And there are a lot of similarities if you go into the details. So I was like, because centuries and centuries of interaction, and even in Greece the storytelling was oral, like our own Mahabharata and Ramayana. So there is some influence. Of course, we know in the 4th, 5th century AD, we've had a lot of Greek interaction, but definitely we've had more before. And I would like the history students who are seeing this video to comment on it. I would like the film buffs to comment on it, how history, culture affects our cinema, and we integrate each other's points into each other. Another interesting thing that I noticed is Achilles. He reminds me of Arjun. Like, he's the best warrior, biggest warrior, and he also needs to be convinced to fight this war because he's on nobody's side. Of course, Arjun has to fight his own people. And there's another detail that I liked is Achilles is killed only by hitting an arrow at his heel. Now in the Mahabharata, in the end, Krishna is also supposed to have died like that. Only an arrow at the heel could have killed him, right? And of course Krishna is another avatar, and Achilles is the son of a goddess. So there are a lot of similarities. So less of Mahabharata, yes, in some details because the war is so descriptive. So the war part is influenced by the Mahabharata, and the story is of the Ramayana. So somewhere I feel if this is the combination, because we have two books, most probably I feel that they were influenced by our stories. But do comment and tell us what you feel about this connection, and the more you read, the more similarities you will find, and we can have a great discussion. I would love to know. Do comment and share. Thank you so much.